Do you want to know what is the key to effective communication? Do you want to know that what is the common thread that helps you to connect with people quickly and with more trust? Well, the answer is rapport, which means how do you build relationship with people? Once you are able to build good relationship with people, you will see there is a lot of trust, there is a lot of cooperation, and there is a lot of mutual understanding. Which also means that when people are interacting with you, they feel more safe, they feel more familiar, and they are at very much ease in interaction. Therefore, rapport is the key to effective communication, not just only in winning the trust of people, but also winning many applauds and many opportunities of work and trust and success as you progress in your career. Well friends, my name is Arun Thukral. I'm a life and a leadership coach, and in this video today I'm going to talk to you about how to build rapport, how to become an excellent communicator, how to build relationship with people, how to be a strong leader in the position that you have, that people would love to connect with you just because you know the art of rapport building, which means you know the art of building relationship with people. So don't go anywhere, and also don't forget to like and subscribe this channel for more reach and more content coming your way. Think for a moment, whom would you like to spend your most of the time? People who have similar interests, who have similar values, who have similar beliefs, who talk the same way, who behave in the same way. Or in other words, we can say that we connect with people who are almost similar to you, which is where you feel more trustworthy, you want to feel more open, and you want to give the best in the discussions and in the relationships that you are in. So the point that is coming is that when you are meeting somebody as a stranger, you unconsciously connect with them just because they are similar to you. They are just behaving the way that you behave, and you connect with them fast, and you become friends, and you develop relationship, and you start trusting them. But I'm sure there are many times when you meet people who are not familiar to you, maybe your boss or maybe somebody like a teacher, where you are not very comfortable with their style of action because they are not just their way. But you can't just run away from those places. You really need to be with them. You need to be friends with them. So the first act where you feel people who are similar to you happens unconsciously, because your unconscious helps you to get attracted towards those people, and you start making them friends. But the good news is that when you meet people who are not similar in your style, in your way of thinking, in the way you behave, you can still become friends, and you can still make good relationship with them by doing conscious effort. And this is what I'm going to teach you in this particular topic today, that what are the 7 ways that will help you to build rapport with people just by mere change in your body language, in your non-verbal communication, and also bringing a change in the tone of your voice. So I want you to spend time on this video with me, stay there and learn these 7 techniques, and then go and try out to build best relationship where people will look up to you, they want to be friends with you, and they want to be more open with you. Now let's imagine a situation. Imagine that there are 2 people sitting in the room. One person is sitting relaxed, his back is on his seat, his hands are on his thighs, and he's speaking softly, gently, and very clearly. Whereas the person who is sitting on the other side, his legs are crossed, his fist is tight, he's nervous, he's speaking very fast, and you can feel the fear in his speech. Now I have a question for you. Tell me, looking at this body language and postures, is there a trust and cooperation between these 2 people? Do they enjoy a good relationship or not? Write below in the comment section. Now, let's take a second scenario. Just imagine that there are 2 people sitting across the table, and they are looking each other into their eyes. Their body posture is very normal. They are sitting absolutely relaxed. They have hands both on their table, and they are talking very softly and gently. Now my question to you is, what do you think, what is happening between these 2 people? Is there harmony and trust between them? Do they enjoy their relationship and company when they are talking to each other? Do they have cooperation between each other? Just write your comments in the below section. Now, if we look little more closely in both the situation, particularly in the first situation, you will see that there is a lack of trust, there is a lack of cooperation between the two persons, whereas it is exactly the opposite. You will see a lot of trust and cooperation is happening. Now the question is why? It's simple, that our unconscious effort, our unconscious mind helps us to behave in a particular way, and that defines our relationship with that person. And that is where you will see that you will not be able to behave in a normal way when you are in not good relationship with a person. So what does it mean? It means that your relationship acts happen unconsciously. But the good thing is, and the good news is, that you can work consciously in changing the environment and build good relationship with people by changing your body postures, by changing your gestures to the opposite person sitting in front of you, to build more trust and cooperation. Or in other words, what I'm trying to say is, it's your non-verbal body language. It's your voice and it's your body gestures. If you bring that change in the conversations with people, like what they are doing, can change the environment of the entire conversation, which will bring more trust, which will bring more harmony, which will also bring good relationship with people. Now just think about it. If you have been in a similar situation, if you can now let's learn how to create rapport with the person that you want to wish to, that you want to talk to, that you want to build relationship with. And the first step that comes into is called body language, which means you have to understand what kind of body language that the other person is reflecting. So you have to observe whether the person is open or closed. When I say open or closed, it simply means when I am open, I will be sitting in a posture like this. Or if I am closed, I will be sitting in a posture something like this. The second part of body language is, am I sitting in a curled position or I am sitting in a relaxed position? Now you have to observe these gestures of that person and adjust according to that situation, according to that particular person, the gestures he is making. Also look at your gestures of your movement of your hands and your legs. So according to the direction that person is holding his leg or folding his leg, you also simultaneously do the same way. The best way to observe when people are having good rapport, good relationship, you watch them from a distance. You will see that they talk, they sit in a similar kind of postures as they are talking, and they are enjoying their relationships, and that is involuntary, that is happening unconsciously. So the best work is, look at the body language of those people who are having good rapport and try to mimic the same when you are in conversation with people whom you want to build rapport with. The second thing that you can do is, we call it as gestures, but the point is, you do not want to do the same gestures as the other person is doing, because if that person notices it, he will understand that you are trying to copy him. So you want to do it differently. You have to work energetically but quietly, doing some kind of gesture which is similar to that. So I'll give you an example. So let's say for example, somebody is speaking like this while he's conversing with you. That means that he's paying a lot of attention when speaking to you. Now what you can do is, on the other side, now if you do something like this, it may look like that you are trying to copy, and that too if you do it 2 or 3 times while he is doing it. So the other way to look at is that you can try something like this and come little more closer to that person, but quietly and more subtly, so that he or she should not feel that you are trying to exactly copy the same. So do a different gesture, but do it in a way that the person should not feel that you are trying to copy him or her. So as I said, do something like this and hunch little forward to give more attention, and that also shows that you are listening to that person very carefully. The third action that you can do is called facial expression. Now if the other person is sad, you don't have to smile all the way, but at the same time you cannot be sad also all the way. So you need to change your facial expression, but your emotions should also express the same kind of attitude that the other person is reflecting at the moment. So matching the facial expression with your emotions can help in connecting with that person more deeply than just repeatedly changing your emotions. So think about it. When you are sitting in a conversation, focus on the facial expression and express your emotions by your facial way when you are looking at that person. The fourth action in rapport building you can do is eye contact. I'm sure you will agree that having a good eye contact between two people is a reflection of confidence and also that they enjoy each other's company. But many times you will see that people are avoiding your eyes, or they are looking at for a very brief time into your face or your eyes. Now, such are the moments that you should not stare at them. You should give them space that they can feel more comfortable, and only when they feel more comfortable, then start making an eye contact with them. This will help in breaking the bridge, and the other person will become more open to speak to you and develop some good conversations. There's another thing, a lot of people, they look very strong and straight into the eyes of the people, which is a sign of aggression. So not too much of eye contact and not too less of an eye contact. There has to be a balance. And the balance is, the standard research says, not more than 7 seconds that you should look straight into the eyes. So the more you are able to create a kind of eye contact with that person, the more is you will find your conversation confidence, and also you will have a joyous moment with that person, and your relationship and trust will further enhance if you understand the art of making an eye contact. The fifth point in making good rapport is called voice. Now, voice has got 3 parts. One is called as the rate of speech, second is your tone of voice, and third is your gaps in speech. Let's understand each of them one by one in the real situation. So first is the rate of speech. Now imagine if somebody has a habit of speaking fast, speaking quick, and speaking very rapidly. Vice versa, there's a person who is sitting on the other side who speaks slow, who understands slow. Do you think that they will have a rapport? No. Which means you have to adjust your rate of speech with respect to the person who is sitting on the other side. So observe that person, what he or she is speaking, at what rate they are speaking, and adjust according to it. The second one is called as gaps in speech. Sometimes some people take gaps in their words or in their sentences, and that's how they speak. So adjust according to that and create similar kind of gaps in the speech or in the words that you speak, because that will help the other person to absorb that language better, faster, to make a good contact. And the third is called as the tone of voice. Now, what is the tone of voice is how you modulate your voice up and down to match the voice of the other person. And once you are able to do that, you will be able to match the tone as well as the interest of the talk that two people are having. If you are able to work on your voice in these 3 parameters, you will be able to create a good rapport with the person. Now imagine if you are going for an interview, imagine if you are going for your first meeting with a person. These gestures will help in bringing common interest, and that will build a lot of trust between two people. Now we move into the 6th point in making good rapport with people is breadth. That means matching the pace and the depth of the breath can help you in generating a good rapport with person. Now imagine that you are sitting in a situation where there is a person who is sitting very calm, very composed, and he is breathing very normally. Whereas you are in a very tense, you are very nervous, you are in full of fear, you are speaking fast, and your breathing pattern is also very fast. Now, do you think that will be a good environment to make a good rapport with somebody? Maybe no. So what you have to do is you have to match the pace of the breathing and the depth of the breathing of that person. Not only that will help you to calm down and match the pace of that person, but also you will feel more relaxed, calm, and can speak clearly to that person, which will help in creating a good rapport. So what is the best way to do that? Observe the person nose, his chest area and hand area. Now once you are able to look at these areas very carefully, you can make out how the person is breathing, how he is calm, how his absolutely sitting in a very relaxed position. So if you are able to match that gesture as well as the pace of your breath, you will be able to get connected with that person more easily, much faster. And now we come to the last and the final action point in building rapport, is called as using same words. Some people have the habit of using some kind of words very frequently, like for example, exactly, or correct, or likewise. So when you hear people often, you will understand that they have a habit of using some of these words very often. Now the point is, try to build this vocabulary in your words, in your language on a day-to-day basis. So when you interact with them, try to use these words appropriately at the right time very often, and you will see that you will start talking in the same language as that person is talking, and that brings likability, that brings more trust, more cooperation with people when they think alike. And that's what I said, that people love to connect with those people who have similarities. Well, by learning these 7 steps, I'm sure once you practice it one by one in your day-to-day life, in your day-to-day work scenarios, you will see consciously you will be able to build good rapport with people, which is the ultimate gate of building relationship, getting the best out of the people, getting closer to people, and then achieving what you really want to achieve in your life. That is why rapport is one of the most important and an excellent way of communication and becoming effective in achieving the life goals that you have. Well, I have narrated 7 points in this video, but if you have any other point adding to these 7 points, I would love to welcome and I would love to see that. So please write those points in the below comment section, and let's increase the visibility and understanding of rapport building as an excellent communication tool. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching me.